GOPIOS for business and schools is now open source. As I search from here, I can see I can download it from SourceForge, but I remember people still don't think it is as a free and open source software until and unless you find that operating system on GitHub. So here we go. It is on GitHub, but the Google search engine still not updated or unable to find that source code from GitHub. That is the reason why I will go to SourceForge and try to download it. From the SourceForge, I can download the latest ISO. I can install it and start using it. By the way, Silicon Pin still sells this operating system as they provide this operating system as default for their pre-built systems, and they ship those systems specially to schools and some colleges, and we over here use those systems too. Except me, I still prefer using Chrome OS and Arch OS. There is some extra asking that I ask from GOPI OS to be my daily driver. That is the reason why. Maybe they provide a separate ISO that I can install. Like this ISO is nearly 4.7 gigabit and it comes preloaded with a lot of softwares. So I will install this operating system. I will try to explain what it is. I will customize this operating system. I will explore what are the software it comes with so that it becomes easier to choose if this operating system is a better suits for you or not. And I will explain why each and every students or knowledge seeker person, why that person must use this GOPI operating system or even any Arch based operating system for that matter. I will try to explain technical details. Although this GOPI OS do not identify as a Linux based operating system, still I think there is a lot of Linux and Unix like tools are baked into this operating system. I don't know why they don't mention it, and later on I will try to explain license about this GOPI OS. What is GOPI OS? GOPI OS is a piece of software that sits between your hardware and the tools and software you use. That means there are several tools and software you will use. Those will take advantage from the GOPI operating system. Let's see. I see there is an app folder and 4 applications are there. And if I press the menu key over my laptop, I see there is a lot of applications also in education, game, graphics, internet. As I see, there is free download manager. I understand this is the most important tool that is very important if you are downloading huge files. Especially it has the resume capability. Office, yes, they provide LibreOffice and Ghostwriter. My favorite tool, Ghostwriter. Along with that, Linux installer, and I have tried to install Alpine Linux and those were success. I have installed Debian. It also works fine, and a lot of other tools and utility like Ghosty Terminal, HTOP, BTOP, each and every possible drivers like NVIDIA or AMD. Those are two widely used GPU companies, so they have provided all those in a bundle, and this though all those contained in a 4.7 GB of ISO, that is quite achievement. Also they provide Oracle VirtualBox. That is quite a big deal. So what are the customization I can do? As this operating system is shipped with KDE, there is a ton of customization I can do. Like I can change the wallpaper, I think. Yes, I can change wallpaper anything I like. I can change the screen resolution. I can change the terminal. I think I can increase and decrease terminal fonts. As I understand, when I build my system, Arch system last time, it was quite a mess, especially increasing the font size. My widescreen monitor was not supporting somehow. So all those are supporting. Especially one thing this operating system can do is it can increase or decrease your secondary monitor brightness. It is very hard to configure, and this piece of operating system provides pre-configured tools. There are other tools like DroidCam. See this DroidCam, if I open it, it just opens. I know what are the mess to install and set up this DroidCam is. On Windows it works fine, but but on Linux, especially on Arch Linux, and it is a mess on Debian Linux. I don't know why it took so many tries and fails on Debian Linux. I see all those things works fine. If I try to set up the time and time zone, it is pretty much easy. I can set this time zone from here. As I see, I can choose between UTC and Kolkata, and I can add multiple time zone over here. As I used to travel, I can check these as Nepal or Bhutan anytime, or even Bangladesh for that matter. I like this KD icon over there, but if you want, it is also changeable from here. Someone likes the taskbar to be seated on the bottom. Sometimes on my widescreen monitor, I like the taskbar on the left side. So all those things are pretty much achievable on this GOPI OS, as it is using the KDE as a desktop manager. Let's log out. This is the login screen. The reason I have logged out is to check whether it is using X11 or Wayland. It is using Plasma along with Wayland. So there is a possibility you can install other desktop environments along with X11 or any X11 forks if you want. That was my customization. As I see, all those applications was opened when I logged off. All those applications are back now. It feels good to see. Now see what are the application it is providing. By default, it is providing Google Chrome as an app image, so that later on you will be able to download the app image in a single file, and you download it and you start using it. There is no installation or nothing. LM Studio, it is the best one. Like if I am having a old CPU, 5 or 6 years old CPU, it just works. If I am having a dedicated GPU, especially NVIDIA with CUDA, this LM Studio will run smoothly. I get VS Code and Win subsystem installer. This is pretty much Winbot, but I understand. It becomes easier to understand what it is. Winbot, if you provide Winbot, what it does, I am not sure, but if it is Win subsystem installer, that means you can understand that it is a Windows installer. Like it will install Windows within your GOPI OS, so you will be able to run pretty much any Windows supported softwares within your GOPI OS. So I see a lot of pre-installed softwares are there, especially this GPG key. I know I can run some commands and generate a GPG key by default, but when you install GOPI OS, by default it gets generated. It is a good thing, I understand. Nowadays, each and everyone should start using any kind of public key or private key. It's better you use GPG rather PGP. Those are separate discussion. Let's see what are the other application it came along. It is having Bluefish editor. Bluefish editor is a must. Like I remember sometimes I had a like 20 years old system. Bluefish editor works fine. Any other text editor like a GUI text editor, of course each and every CLI or terminal related text editor will work fine, but if you consider running a GUI based text editor, it is the lightest and greatest text editor I ever used. So it comes along with that another text editor I want to mention, that is called Z. Let me see, Z is there or not. Vim is there. Yes, I see Z editor. Z editor is also a lightweight but modern. It feels like I'm using VS Code, and I like this color template. This one also I like much. So it feels at home. Like sometimes whenever I am into web development or I am code reviewing someone else's code within my organization, so that time I had to use VS Code or any paid text editor that gives little extra benefit. I know I can open each and every code within Nano or Vim, but it feels good to have those fancy tools. And if this fancy tool is light enough and it is not from the most secure company Microsoft, it feels great. Like Z is nothing to do with Microsoft or any big tech companies. So Z, I feel it's good. So I can use Z from here. Good to have applications. And this is having Discover. That means within Discover, each and every application available on Discover, it is installable within GOPI OS. This is the first time I think Discover is running. That is the reason why it is taking a long time. See how nice the network section is. If I click over here, it will show speed, it will show details like what are the connection details, IP address, IPv4 address, each and everything. Like let's visit the speed thing first. See, the speedometer is very nice, especially when it shows something, it feels very good. So let's see what are the application is available to download from Discover within GOPI OS. There is a lot of application I remember, and I see there are some updates like shortcut, KDE application platform. I can download from here, and remember, no update can break this GOPI operating system. That is the main power of GOPI operating system. It is a solid state operating system. That means no update or upgrade you can do within GOPI OS that can break. But if you want to break it, then only you can break it. That means you need to have the full dedication and intention to break GOPI OS, else GOPI OS will not break. Godot engine, I like this one. Godot is not only the game engine, it also can be a pretty much window manager, each and everything you may find, and it is only 150 MB. What a great competition. I hope Godot will be a great deal very soon, especially on GOPI OS version 3 or 4, because under the hood each and everything is eventually getting replaced by some more sophisticated, more mature and more optimized tools. Now let's understand what are the use case and what are the groups of people can use this operating system. As you see, all those business related applications like you can get from a renowned company like big tech company, all of those functionality and capability is having within LibreOffice. So any businessman running their business can operate Google Chrome, can run Firefox, can run Office related applications within this operating system. That is the reason why this operating system is called GOPIOS for business and schools. So if you are a student, you need some mathematical tools and softwares, you need some drawing calculators like Excel sheets. I'm not sure if I can name the Excel sheet, as Microsoft is like they are patenting each and everything. You cannot say window until and unless Windows Microsoft lets you to use that term. So I'm not sure if I can say Excel without their permission or not. But yes, pretty much each and every application is compatible with those free and open source softwares. So if you purchase GOPIOS, some of the money will be taking care of their needs and further development of this operating system. So it is your choice to purchase or freely download, or even you build by yourself. Now let's search GOPIOS source code from Google Chrome itself. I expect some more if I search Google Chrome, having Chrome as the search engine. So no, still GOPIOS is not linked over here. I think in your future Google search will be able to find out this. In the meantime, let's open GitHub. If I type Git, it just tries to go to the Silicon Git. As I don't like GitHub after the Microsoft acquisition, I'll have to sign in first. Okay, let's sign in with Google. I think it will be a pretty much straightforward sign in experience. Yes, I just found it. GOPIOS, all those source code and the Silicon pin link. Here you can see all those information regarding GOPIOS over here. And if you are having any issue, you can search topic regarding GOPIOS. If you find there is a topic tag called GOPIOS, if you click over here, you will find some entry over there. If you are experiencing any other issue rather than those listed ones, you can create a new topic and ask for question. Those are free support you will get from Silicon Pin. now let's dig deep into the technical details, how the GOPIOS is made or how you can build the GOPIOS. There is a GOPIOS source code and there is a build GOPIOS installer. This installer use Arch ISO. That means the installer will have a ISO image that will hold all those GOPIOS files and it will install on your system. This Arch ISO is having the necessary kernels and drivers, so that if you even having latest and greatest devices, if you are having latest NVIDIA or AMD devices, you will be able to boot easily. This is the builder if you want to build by yourself, and if you want to make any changes on the GOPIOS itself, you can follow this GOPIOS link over here. And if you want to make any changes or even you want to make your own, you can fork it or you can start using it. The language is QML that runs under the hood on KDE or even GTK itself. See, KDE is based on GTK, so GTK use QML. That is the reason why all those codes are on QML. Each and every changes you will have to make, either it will be on QML or you will be able to make some changes using shell scripts. This is GOPIOS version 2. Previously, GOPIOS was utilizing the benefit of Chromium OS. Eventually, we started realizing that if we depend on a big tech company, they will shift and move their target. Even they can stop developing this operating system. That is the reason why we moved away from it. Under the hood, Chromium OS also use the Linux kernel and all those device drivers, but they do not share those secret source with the community. That is the reason why Chrome OS runs smoothly on their devices, but it do not work on further devices or other devices we develop. That was the main reason why we shifted towards version 2 and we took CashOS LTS kernel. Our internal experiments suggest that each and every fork of Linux kernel along with those device drivers works differently, especially those microcode and device drivers are implemented such a way that you get benefit out of those CashOS and other kernels. That is the reason why I choose the CashOS kernel along with all those closed source drivers also. I know some of them will get pissed off, especially whenever we try to use closed source drivers. But in my experience, until and unless you get the whole experience transparent, you are not getting the full reliability. That is the reason why I still use all the systems like 10 or 15 years ago, before Intel ME management engine was a thing, and I use BSD derivatives on those systems to manage all my customers' data, because I believe my personal data is important and my customers and clients' data are much more important than my life itself, because I live on those things and I have earned all those money from my clients and customers itself. That is the reason why I take data integrity so seriously. So that is the reason why I do not believe in trust me bro. Like, if there is a secret source, if I cannot build from the source code, I genuinely cannot trust that operating system or that piece of software. One day I expect I'll be able to create a laptop or desktop from the ground up, silicon to software, each and everything. Like, there are so much bugs, there are so much unnecessary layers, UEFI layers. There is no need. Even Apple did not care to implement their systems of softwares. Still, they are in a hangover mode. I call them hangover mode of Unix. Still, they are carrying the Unix legacy. Yes, Unix is a very great operating system for desktops. Not at all. For wearables like watch, smartphones, not at all. Unix and Unix-like systems are very much great on servers. You don't need multi-user or file permission, each and every bits on pieces on day-to-day usage. You only need a simple, intuitive graphics interface. That is it. That is the reason why you need a simple operating system like GOPI OS, general purpose intuitive operating system. Let's come into life license. Let's first read the README file. General Ordinary Purpose Intuitive Operating System GOPIOS v2 is having CashOS kernel, what I already said, and having KDE rather than Chromium OS. I already said that. Further development of GOPIOS with Nano kernel with GUI, that means the kernel will have GUI capability built in, and GOPI core, that is the layer of driver, network, and GRDP. Like there is RDP, there is XRDP, but GOPIOS will have a little more sophisticated and easier implementation of RDP. What I see is like it's similar to next gen XRDP and other add-ons. Like Minix has similar implementation for drivers. Like Minix was a unofficial fork of Unix and Linux is a official fork of Minix. But Minix has understood like you cannot build a monolithic kernel and sit each and everything over that. That is the main reason why Linux desktop year never came. It's halted for money. I know very well because I ran out of money. Stable operating system intuitive enough for general people to do ordinary tasks with less learning curve, having a simple programming development platform to develop apps. What I called as SPDP. Like programming languages did not evolve since 1970s. Each and everyone is using the terminal. Why there is no simple GUI programming? Microsoft tried, but they did not succeed at all with Visual Basic, I think I remember. So there is a simple explanation. Let's try to read it. Why we love Python or Go? We already have C and assembly programming language. Still we love Python or Go, right? That is the reason why we need a latest GUI related programming environment that I called SPDP. Thus, modern programming languages are not easy enough to create a GUI apps, as I already mentioned. As we left memory management, like if you use C assembly, you will have to manage each and everything by your hand, even for the memory management. But for the general purpose developers, we don't need a memory manager. I don't want to deal with Go routines. Like if you use Go, you might be familiar with Go routine. Why we need a Go routine in a GUI application? I want to just to build an application and the application will be sitting on top of the operating system itself, and all those buzz and all those requirements will be fulfilled by the operating system itself. So I don't need any routine. I don't need any memory management. I need a simple, like it feels like developing a React application. Let's read it first. Let the OS handle CPU, RAM, and other resources. It will be so easy to create GUI apps like interacting APIs into web. So you create a web application. It is so much easy. You call some APIs and you show the API result. That's it. That much easy it should be to create a GUI application on GOPIOS version 4 or 5. But I need some money. I think I will be able to do this. Doesn't matter if I succeed or not, but it will be a matter if I don't even try. Let's finish by reading the license. Proprietary license. Microsoft is the leader of proprietary license. So proprietary license restricts to share or gain knowledge. GPL or GNU license is the opposite. We have MIT and BSD that benefits conqueror company. That means some big tech companies are conquering whole world. It is not like 1,000 years ago some army on horse ride they are conquering the world, and it is not like 400 years ago Britishers are coming in Asia and conquering, or whatever word you want to put, they are handling other people. Nowadays it is very much sophisticated. Big companies are controlling each and everyone. If you don't believe me, try to live your life without 3 big tech companies. You will understand what I am saying. Like a few days ago I gone South India by my car. Previously I gone using my motorbike, but it was so easy to navigate. But nowadays within the applications, what are the options? Like 2 or 3 application are options nowadays we are having. So it becomes much harder to navigate with, even with those applications. So nowadays teenagers or boomers, each and everyone is clueless without a navigation app, and those things are not good to me. That is the reason why I am doing what I am doing. We have MIT and BSD license. See, there is a ton of pre-done work, and some companies are taking all those works and they are just gaining weights, gaining money, but they are not sharing those knowledge and experiences. In bracket, I have tried to explain that Star is still using BSD under the hood. That means their company is using BSD till the date, but they are not wise or kind enough to share those experience and knowledges. And another company is using purchased QDOS. That means off the shelf, that company has purchased QDOS and they are still using and updating it. I'm not sure, but I am pretty much sure that there is two lineage of operating system. One is CPM, two is Unix. That means we have Unix and CPM, nothing else. 50 years, no food development we have done, no breakthrough development we have done. We are just developing and developing and developing. I hope rest of the people will become human beings. There is a difference between human being and people. So I hope rest of the people will become human beings. Knowledge, experience, information will be free. Please don't force us to reverse engineer. That means, yes, you can gain knowledge from the latest MacBook and you can continue developing Asahi Linux. So yes, there is a way, like you reverse engineer it, but it is not a good way to treat human beings. It's better not to have any software or hardware with secret sauce. It is the most important part of the whole experience. Like if there is a secret sauce, you don't know what you are eating. If there is a secret code in your system, you don't know what the code is doing on your system. So it's better if it is a technical system, whether it is a mobile, laptop, desktop, whatever it is, not even a single line of secret sauce should be there. Each and every part should be transparent. That means I should be able to understand as a human being, as a learner, as a student, as a working professional, each and every use case. A human being without a driving license is much better than a person having a driving license. Did you get this? I wonder, government don't provide a license to own a computer. That means you can own if you have enough money. That's it. You purchase the hardware, you own it. Simple. That means you don't have to have a license to own a computer, but I need a license to run an operating system for it, and the license will be provided by the company. The English word free is not enough. Let me put this way, a book can have a price, not the content, and I must be able to share it. What a great quote. I'm not familiar where from this person got this quote. It must be taken from somewhere else. Praise to Mukteshwar. Hope one day license charge will be over. Till my work is under Nirvana license and the terms and conditions are listed below. So you will have to obey all those listed terms and conditions